Hello, hello, hello. My camera was off from last night's uh, bulk lot live. So if you did not catch it last night, dug through some of the bulk lot, couple boxes that I had not gone through. So we got to look through those together. So that was fun. Cheers. Coffee is. I actually took it off early. I think I need a new coffee maker. It's really slow, and I just cleaned it recently. It's still slow. Jenny, what is up? Uh-oh, locked out of Twitter. Good morning, Uncle Rich. Dog duties, yes, dog duties are important. In the dog, my wife's out of town until Saturday. The dog usually sleeps in. I don't know how people with kids do it because I'm just watching the dog that I say watching the dog. It's my dog, our dog. Um, but it's like there's so like in our dog is like the least. It's like the easiest dog ever. Like it'll sleep until you get up. Like it doesn't wake up in the middle of the night. The dog, if it's the dog, very rarely does she have to like go potty in the middle of the night or early in the morning. It gets up when we get up. Um, my when my wife does not get up when I get up when my wife's home, but when I'm home, she kind of tends to she waits until I get out of the shower and I come downstairs, and then she's like, "Hey, I think he went downstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs." So she came down, and then I came down to set up the stream, and the dog came down here. It's like, "Hey, take me outside. I gotta go potty." So and then I was brewing some coffee. Diego, what is up? Zach, good morning. What's up, Ed Herman? I was trying to expand my Twitter following and they assumed I was a robot and locked me out. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Yes, they limit how many people you can follow and stuff like that. And then they'll lock you out. Now that you are monetizing our views, you should make short clips for the main topics of your shows. Definitely. I haven't received any notification for monetization, so I've got to. I was actually googling it last night. Like, okay, how do I have to set this up? Um, so yeah, I definitely. We all love the chat, but I bet you could increase. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I've had several comments like, hey, especially when I have like commentary on tips where it's not buried in 30 minutes or 45 minutes of content. A lot of people just want to, okay, I want to know how to ship efficiently on eBay. And I don't want to listen to you talk about coffee and dogs for 40 minutes. I get it. I get it. When my wife is out of town, it becomes card spring palooza with the dog on my lap most of the time. Card sorting palooza, definitely. That's what's going on at my house. And I didn't have a topic to talk about until about 5 minutes before I came downstairs, because I was like, I'm stressing because my wife's going to be home in 2 days, and my basement looks even worse. It looks worse every day. It's like I'm not making any improvement on organization, and I was ill prepared. I was ill prepared for this particular purchase. So I'm going to tell you. So do what I say, not do what I do in this instance, because I was not prepared for. Uh, I mean, it's a good thing because I wasn't prepared for how good this lot was, because I'm only going to be tossing a couple hundred cards in the recycle bin, not like several thousand that I did in my first purchase. So that's a good thing. Let's see. You need to share with your OGs, definitely. Good morning, David. What is up? 30 to 40 minutes if Casey's and Quick Trip doesn't target the money demo. I'm down to my like coffee I don't like. And I almost considered like, I should just get up early, 20 minutes earlier than normal so I can drive to Dunkin'. I like Dunkin'. I just don't like Quick Trip coffee. Even though Quick Trip's much more convenient, it's like a block away, 2 blocks away. Where do you find the Goodwill lots? You can find them on the Goodwill website. There's actually a couple up there now, but you have to go pick them up, and I think they're in Arizona. So Go to, I think it's just goodwill.com. And you can, sometimes there's just garbage. Sometimes there's a lot of garbage. Don't toss the stapled Erlacher we want. You got it. The stapled Erlacher from Twitter is earmarked for Zach. You got it. Stapled Erlacher. Oh, make sure that's not an important notification. No, it's just a fantasy baseball chat. And we're not going to talk about that today. I rambled, and my soapbox on baseball was yesterday. It's a better day. The sun, I don't think the sun's shining. I was just outside. I think it's overcast. It's a little cooler today. It was very warm, very nice, very warm today. Life is too short to drink crappy coffee. I need that bumper sticker. That's perfect. But I kind of like crappy like, and I guess it's all subjective. Like, what is crappy coffee? Like, I consider Folgers, store brand, I consider that stuff crappy coffee. But I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I love Dunkin' coffee. I hate Starbucks coffee. So, but I do like some of the I think Cooter, you're from around, you're in Wisconsin, aren't you? I think you are. Door County Coffee Company, I think it's what it's called. That's my go-to. They have a peanut butter crunch, which I love. They have there's one other flavor that I really like. It's not really a flavor. The other one's not really a flavor. Peanut butter crunch is kind of a flavor. Don, thank you. First time listener. Don, welcome. Hopefully you come back and you don't get bored from my coffee talk and my random hobby nonsense that I speak of. You and me both on Starbucks versus Dunkin'. Yeah, I'm a big time Dunkin'. Big time Dunkin'. And Mickey D's coffee also, and the Mickey D's are in Keurig cups. I'm like in the middle on McDonald's. Oh, Cooter's in Oklahoma City. Okay. Mickey D's, I'm like in the middle on. I will, if there's no first time listener, long time caller, I definitely understand that reference. So McDonald's is like one of those where if there's no Dunkin's around, I'll do McDonald's. Why are you not using Keurig cups? Here's why. I have a great reason why I don't use Keurig cups, because I drink a pot of coffee every morning. So it would probably be really expensive to buy, to go through 4 or 5 Keurig cups every morning. So I just like to push brew on the coffee maker, and then it all comes out, and then I drink a cup here on my show, and then I go and have another cup and another cup, and I think I get 4 cups, 4 of these cups out of my coffee pot. Dunkin' is king. Rich is right. McDonald's is good too. Best bang. Definitely. Because McDonald's is like what, $1 for a medium or a large? No coffee, no worky. Exactly. Yeah, like $1 or $1.50 for a large coffee at McDonald's. When you go to Starbucks and it's like 6, and Starbucks coffee just isn't good. Like, I don't know, and I think a lot of people go to Starbucks because of the frappe, mochaccino, latte, cappuccinos. That's not for me. It's all sugar. Just give me a coffee with a couple splashes of cream, and I'm good to go. So usually I recap what I did yesterday, but I pretty much did that last night on the video. We went through the more of the bulk lot. I still have boxes in my car. Now I'm at the point where, well, some of it I'm going to have to empty it out, because hopefully I'll be selling a lot of the commons in one foul swoop this weekend. Fingers crossed. That you never know on Facebook Marketplace deals. You get ghosted a lot. So hopefully they come through. I've got 2 people lined up for Saturday, interested in Saturday. So hopefully that goes through. Not because it's a few bucks in my pocket, but because it's a whole bunch it's a couple 100,000 cards out of my basement that I don't want. So Dutch Brothers is the best in my opinion. They're starting to expand across the US. I'll have to look into those, into Dutch Brothers. So I still have boxes in my car, and it's like I'm overwhelmed. You saw the room, you saw the floor. It's just a disaster. My wife's coming home in 2 days. The cleaners come tomorrow. I'm gonna have to say, can you just do the bathroom down here? And since you obviously can't walk around the room. Um, so I was not prepared for this collection, and I talked about a month ago when I bought a big lot. I gave tips, and I didn't follow them myself. Um, and the difference, it's actually a good thing because the difference between the first lot and this most recent one is this one is just freaking loaded with good stuff. I mean, like I said, I'm probably going to throw away a couple hundred cards. That's it. The first lot, I threw away thousands and thousands, because they were just beat to hell. Like, written on, you know, there was a stack of cards a dog chewed on. Um, just there were some that were taped, like cut in half and then taped. And it was just like there's none of that in this lot. And that lot had a lot of junk wax. This one doesn't. This is like mostly modern. There are some. Well, we went through the one box last night. There was a lot of junk wax, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm going to go through this later. Nobody wants to watch this. Um, so I'm like not prepared because there's so much stuff that I'll be keeping, but I don't have the tools to like get it organized. And so there's 3 tips, and I'll say the tips right off the bat here. 3 tips to keep yourself organized when buying a bulk collection. And what I mean by a bulk collection is just like a random hodgepodge, not just like an organized. If you buy somebody from another collector, it's a quarter box or a dollar box. You really know what you're getting in those situations, or if it's nicely organized. But if you're just buying somebody's like just random boxes and there's just a little bit of everything, these are some tips that'll help you. So before I get to my 3 tips, send the torn up cards to PWCC. I'm looking forward to learning about your eBay strategies because I don't have an eBay account yet. And as a new seller, building that credibility holds me back. Don, um, I'm going to touch on this. So the best way, and I've got a friend who's trying to sell like higher dollar items, and he has one feedback, and it's like, yes, everybody starts at zero. We all started at zero feedback, but there are some tips to build that feedback so you have some credibility if you're preparing to sell some higher dollar items. Now, if you're just going to sell some dollar cards, $2 cards, $5 cards, 10, even $20 cards, it's not as important. People will still like kind of, maybe I'll go to another buyer with more feedback. But for the most part, you can still build your feedback up by selling, let's just say, under $20 cards. So I would just do it today, because the sooner you start, the sooner you're going to get to 100 feedback and 1,000 feedback and so on. Another way so start off selling low dollar items if you're prepared to do that. Another way is to buy low dollar items. And I don't know what you collect, but I have some people that will reach out because my store is a lot of low dollar items, a lot of dollar cards, a lot of $1.50 cards. And I'll have people, and I think it resets once a week. So, and I've got a couple buyers who buy like a $1.50 card once a week because they get that. And I have an automated positive feedback left. So once a buyer pays for the item, they receive a positive feedback from me. It's automated. So I don't have to go through every day, every week, every month and do that. And then, get all the messages. Hey, I bought this item 2 weeks ago. Leave me feedback. So it's just automated, makes the process super simple. So these people come back because they know they're going to get an automatic feedback as soon as they pay. And so that helps them build their feedback, and they're adding a card to their collection, and they're getting positive feedback to help boost their feedback rating. So those are two tips. So buy some low dollar cards that for your collection that you want, and then just start today. And that's what uh, I want to say I would challenge you. I don't want to challenge you, but I would what's the word I'm looking for? Advise. I would advise you to just start today. Start your eBay account today and go through some of those motions. Buy a dollar card here or there. Um, and hey, by the way, I'm going to drop my link. Buy something from my store, and you get positive feedback as soon as you pay for it. So there's one right there. Let's see. I would just 99-cent cards was my. I don't promote that because I haven't been putting 99-cent cards in my store. My eBay store. Uh, so there's my eBay store. There's some 99-cent cards in there. There's a ton of $1.50 cards in there. So for $1, you'll get automatic positive feedback as soon as you pay. Start your eBay account today, and just start selling some low dollar items, because not only does that help you boost your feedback, but it also gets your feet wet with lower dollar items. And then if you want to move up and sell some higher end items, higher dollar items, you're well prepared. Let's see. I'm gonna go back up to Jenny's. Sell very low dollar cards, like $2 to build feedback. There you go. Straight execution. Uh, my trick to getting a good rating was to buy a bunch of cheap stuff first, get the positive feedback, then sell. Absolutely, yes. Thank you. So yeah, Jenny and straight execution. We're all on the same page here. Good morning, all. What's up, DR? Have modern graded baseball cards lost any luster during the off season? Yes, definitely. Um, a lot of uh, a lot of modern cards have kind of lost their luster, but it's when I say that, when modern cards and slabs have lost their luster, um, it doesn't mean the hobby's like down. Like, the hobby is still, we're still seeing some record sales. We're still seeing, I can attest from promoting a card show here in Madison, Wisconsin. Next one, by the way, March 19th, Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Um, and I mean, we just every month more and more people. And I talked about this. I think it was on Hobby Hotline Tuesday night. I mentioned I'm hearing multiple people at all the shows I go to. And I try to keep my ears open, because I kind of want to feel the room, because it helps me. It gives me a state of the hobby, like in my regional area. Every show is going to be different. Every area is going to be different, but at least it gives you a sense of what's going on in your area. And I hear multiple people, like, just I overhear them say, yeah, this is my first card show in 20 years, or this is my first card show in 40 years, or this is my first ever card show, or I brought my son. He's never been to a card show before. Like, I hear this multiple times, and I'm hearing this multiple times at small monthly hotel shows, church shows. And so that gives me a good feel, even though when I say, yeah, the modern market is down, slabs are down, but the state of the hobby is up. It's good. I think it's in better shape. A lot of people look back and, well, last March I made X amount and the Luca rookie was this much, and now it's down to this price. But the state of the hobby is in much better condition, much better shape than it was when those prices were sky high. So I think we're at a good point right now. Hopefully, this where we're at today. I knew last year it was not sustainable, but I think it is right now. There was enough momentum. I was pessimistic on the future of the hobby during the pandemic, during the height of COVID, because it was like prices just went parabolic, and it's like this is not sustainable. This is the perfect sign of an upcoming crash. But all of a sudden, we started seeing more and more companies open up, which I think a lot of them will not last, but we saw more and more momentum. We saw more and more celebrities and names with reach get in to cards, and that just propelled it in like it was a freight train. It's like, okay, this has more legs than it did. So even though I say yes, modern cards are slumping, they've lost the luster. Slabs are down. The state of the hobby is in really good shape. Cody says, "Have you ever traded lots for graded cards? I love baseball, but some lots with football and basketball slabs in them." So I don't do graded cards personally. I mean, I buy them for my Cubs collection, but I'm not the only like I've made some speculative buys on slabs like basketball last summer because I thought we're in the off season. This is a good time to buy. The basketball market's soft, and it never went up. And now I'm like breaking even on these slabs. So I'm just not much of a graded. I've never submitted. I've never submitted a card for grading, and I talk about this. I bet on my first show, 512 shows ago, I probably said, "Hey, I'm going to send these off to SGC here in a couple of weeks," and I have not yet. I will eventually. I've got a bunch of, and they're for my PC, for my Cubs collection. A bunch of tobacco cards, pre-war, an Ernie Banks rookie that I just want slabbed. And I love SGC. I love the look of their slabs. I think I love the way Peter runs that company, and I love how transparent he is. So I want to give them the business, and I want to give them the business. And I talked with him at the National. I had a question about, and I don't know if I talked about this, but there was a dealer at the National who had the bazooka boxes. And I know Rich will know what these are, but they were like bazooka boxes, and some were like the full box. He had a lot of like really cool stuff. He had a Mickey Mantle, I think he was going to sell for like $70,000. So he had a Ken Hubbs full box bazooka. It's got beautiful color. And it was a good price, but I didn't want it raw. So I went to, and he told me, he's like, yeah, PSA will slab these. I don't know if the other companies will. So I got the dimensions from him, and I went over to SGC and talked to one of their sales rep, or I don't know if I think it was a sales rep that was there, several there. I talked to one of them, like super accommodating, gave me a hat, and we had a nice conversation, and he did not. Okay. Well, one of the potential buyers just bowed out of my common collection. So they were just very, very helpful. They didn't think that they had large enough slabs for this particular item, but I really appreciated the time they took to answer my questions. Let's see. I have to leave neutral. Keep getting a 1 million Cubs project card without the autograph. I think Bo just wants to get another TTM request. I'll have to start signing them. I figured that would like turn people off if I autograph them. If you have a good Twitter following, list a bunch of $2 cards and ask your followers to check your page out to build that feedback. And yeah, Jenny brings up a great point. If you have really any type of following on, it doesn't have to be Twitter. It can be Instagram. Those are about the only two I know, because Facebook groups don't, usually in the Facebook card groups, you can't put your eBay listings in those groups. So Twitter and Instagram, great place. Hey, check out my store. It may drive some sales. It may not, but you never know. It's always good to market that way. Doing a vintage SGC submission right now. 60 Mantle, 57 Koufax, 68 Banks, and 71 McCovey. Very nice. You should have bought Jim McMahon slabs. You have a card. If you do, I want one, and it better be signed. I do have a card, Rich. It's just one of these. Nick Vosbrink actually designed this for me. I gave him the idea. I want an 89 tops design, and then I just want my logo somewhere on there. My wife created the logo up in the corner, and he like banged it out like this was awesome. So that's my card. It's a traditional card size, two by three or whatever the traditional card size, 2.25 by 3.25. I think is that what a standard trading card is. And I have a local printer. I want one, and that is not a joke. Address. Okay, you got it. I'll send you one signed and one not signed. Um, so yeah, I have a local printer that prints those up. He charges 2 cups cards. No, free of charge. Okay, got your address. I will drop them in the mail today. Tell us more about Howard the Duck. So what do you want to know about Howard? Jonathan Lee, thanks for jumping in. What do you want to know about Howard the Duck? I do have Howard the Duck cards that I'm going to be ripping. A couple packs. I'm going to rip one pack on my nostalgia breaks. See what I learned by listening to you. There you go. David submitted like a 480 point card to CSG back when they started taking submissions and didn't realize they didn't support that size. Waited months and months for them to get that slab designed. So did they actually design a slab for you? If so, that's awesome. That is very cool. So I'm going to go back to my tips when buying a collection. I got off on a tangent there. So I have 3 tips when you buy a collection, and this is just a random hodgepodge of cards, not organized, not sorted, how to prepare yourself so you're not underwater is not the right term, but like you're drowning in cards on your basement floor. 3 tips. Here they are. Have plenty of empty boxes, storage boxes to use because you're going to want to sort these. You're going to want to put these. So here for an example, I have like my quarter boxes for card shows. I've got my Cubs, obviously, and then cards that I want to put on eBay, and then maybe like a smaller box for like, okay, these are like the $40 cards, the $50 cards, etc. So have boxes, plenty of boxes available. That's where I failed. Before you start unloading, know how you're going to organize. So boxes, know how you're going to organize, and I'll go into more detail. And space. You're going to have space, and I'm running out of space, and that's why there's still cards up in my car. Rick, what's up? Hit the like button. Yeah, thank you, Rick. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate that. So have plenty of boxes. So this is what I ran into yesterday, and it started stressing me out because it's like, okay, now I want to start organizing, but I don't have boxes. Now look behind me. I have boxes. So I've got, I don't think I have any behind me or next to me, but I ordered like 2 years ago, I ordered boxes, eBay boxes, that are part of when you have an eBay store, they give you a coupon for supplies. And usually I use, and that's actually what these are, bubble mailers. But I was like overloaded with bubble mailers at that time. Now I'm running short just because of sales. So I bought, like I was buying different things like, oh, hey, I can use boxes. And then I had a big box of 25 boxes just not being used. But I learned, hey, these are great size. You could fit about 4,000 cards in these eBay boxes, eBay branded boxes. So they're great for like commons. And if you want to dump off, if you're going to donate them or give them to somebody or, sell them for $5 or $10 a box, there you go. Ed, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. So what I've been doing is the commons that I have in these types of, in the 4-row boxes, I've been going through them and just putting them all in the eBay boxes, and the commons are going into I'm dumping these off on somebody, in a bulk sale. Um, and it's like the last time I haven't been to my local card shop in almost a year. He didn't even have boxes the last time I was there. I should probably go and check them out. So I might actually go down there today, just because I'm running so low on boxes. I was able to put together like 3 empty boxes, and what I pulled a 4-row box out of my closet. There's a closet that's just stacked. Let's see, I'm less than 6 feet tall, and the boxes tower. It's about 8 feet high, and it goes all the way back to the wall. Um, so I pulled a couple of the 4-row boxes, and I start going. I'm like, I don't want to just put all these commons and sell them if I haven't actually sorted through. In the first box I pulled, I hadn't sorted. I pulled about 50 Cubs cards out of this box that's just been hanging out in my closet. There was a Michael Jordan Skybox card in there. There was a bunch of other stuff. It's like, okay, um, I better look through and find these, and look through and sort these. Cody, what card shop? The only one in town. Jim's Card Corner on University. Um, I haven't been there in like almost a year, just because there's not much there. It's not a it's it's an interesting set. It's an interesting setup. He does a lot of retail, and I'm just not into that. But I go there for supplies. I did. Now I've got to see on BCW. Oh, and here's why I have a BCW account, but here's why I didn't order them from BCW. I wanted like 50 4-row boxes. I'm like, 50 is good. That'll help me. I can sell some at a card show, and we'll be good to go. So I went and I ordered. I put 50 in my cart. Started to check out. Guess how much shipping was? So, Rich, the and that's kind of what I'm concerned about going to the local card shop. The box prices on BCW, not much. I think it's probably twice as much as what they were. But I think my price was like $3. Um, when you buy like 20. I'm gonna go to the website. Now I have a wholesale account. So it's the wholesale deals are typically about, oh shoot, I'm not signed in. Um, are less, but guess how much shipping was? Now, 54-row boxes, they ship them flat, but it's still heavy. Guess how much shipping 54-row boxes cost? $118, which was like about the same price as the boxes. So now, if you spend $1,000, you get free shipping. But I really don't have my most local LCS who works on set margins was 10.99. Holy cow! Yeah, I would walk out. I would not pay $11 for a box. I would actually order $1,000 worth of supplies just to get the free shipping. um, and I guess I could always order more card savers, and what else? Some smaller boxes. So I just might do that and try to recoup it. Selling supplies at card shows. Of the I sold 3 of the other down there. 3 of the 200 count boxes of card savers at my show this past weekend for $20 a box. So that was, I think my cost was per box $12, $10. So a nice return. I've got plenty. So yeah, $118 to ship 54-row boxes. So I'm still on the lookout. Maybe I'll drive down to the card shop and see if he has any in stock at a decent price. And now I'm trying to think, like, what's my max that I'm willing to buy these boxes. Like, I'm pretty desperate right now, so I'd probably go up to like $7, like $8. I just don't know if I want to spend $8 for a box, and that's my fears. They're going to be close to $10. Um, I point out the set margins because I don't want people to think the LCS is ripping people off. Yeah, definitely. So I I just And I have plenty of boxes here that I'll just have to consolidate. I'll have to put them in my eBay boxes, my eBay branded boxes. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing because I don't want to spend another $1,000 on supplies that I really don't need. I mean, I really only need a few 3,200 count 4-row boxes. So we'll see. So boxes are important. These are tips to keep yourself efficient when buying a bulk collection. So have boxes on hand. And like I said, I use the boxes to separate. Okay, these are going into my quarter boxes. These are going into dollar boxes. These are going on eBay. These are going into my Cubs collection. Also with supplies, penny sleeves, which is another thing I need to order, but BCW is back ordered. So I order penny sleeves. By the way, I have a wholesale account with BCW, but a lot of stuff is back ordered. So I buy if BCW is back ordered, I go to Columbia Hobby. You can get cardboard gold top loaders like in bulk, 8 cents a piece, which is my card savers that I get wholesale from BCW are like 6 or 7 cents. So that's a great deal, and that's their retail price. Columbia Hobby, and they have penny sleeves in stock, and it's if you buy it like a case, it's a half a penny per sleeve, which is awesome. If you go to Walmart and buy like the 500 count packs, it's about a penny and a half. So Columbia Hobby is a great place to get supplies. And they're in stock. Most importantly, they're in stock, both penny sleeves and top loaders, last I checked, which was about a week ago. So supplies, penny sleeves, important. Boxes, very important. How to organize. This is something I think that we kind of gloss over. We don't really have an idea of, okay, what am I keeping? What am I tossing? What am I throwing in commons boxes? So the first, cheaper to buy online because no storefront markup. Absolutely. But Jenny, here's the thing with buying online, shipping. Because I had a friend of mine, he's like, hey, you get the wholesale, like what's the price on one touches? But I had already made my huge order, and the shipping like made it retail price. He's like, I can go to the card shop and buy them for the same price. So a lot of times if you buy online, if you don't hit that free shipping mark, it's cheaper to actually go and pay the markup locally than it is to buy them online because of the high shipping costs. And it depends what it is. I mean, if you're only ordering, some top loaders, it's kind of one of those things. But if you're buying in bulk but not enough to hit the free shipping, you're going to pay a ton in shipping. Going there now to get penny sleeves. Yeah, super cheap. I bought 20,000 of them just a couple weeks ago. Let's see. So how to organize. So my first lot that I bought was pretty easy because a lot of stuff I just threw away, and I felt super efficient because I'm tossing stuff, I'm throwing stuff away into the recycle bin. Here's my Cubs box. Okay, here's stuff I'm going to list on eBay. And at that time, I wasn't doing quarter boxes where what I say over the weekend, I'm going to alter my strategy and I'm just going to bring in all new quarter boxes now. And I'm back to doing quarter boxes at card shows. So now I've got that. And this particular lot is like loaded. I'm only going to be throwing a few cards away. A lot of stuff's going into quarter boxes. I'm going to have to order more penny sleeves. So that's where I'm like, my head's spinning because it's like, well, I want to put quarter boxes together. I don't have, I'm going to have to sleeve them. I don't want to take time. I want to get this room cleaned up before. I don't have space, which is the third tip. Like, where am I going to put these? I'm already stacked boxes on the floor because I ran out of shelves. It's like, oh, SHIT. So I am like ill prepared for this lot. And I'm talking to like one or two people on Facebook that posted like, hey, I've got a bunch of bulk to sell. I'm like, hey, I'm buying bulk. One of my dealers, actually two of my vendors have large collections they want to dump. So I'm setting up times to look at those. And it's like, my my wife, I was talking to my wife yesterday, and I'm like, I already made my money back in 2 days selling just a couple of cards from this lot. And she's like, oh, good, you can use that for a storage unit. Hint, hint. It's like, how about a bigger? Let's build a new house with a bigger basement. Um, I think the storage unit is more likely to happen. So those are my three tips when buying a bulk collection, just to keep yourself efficient. Make sure you have plenty of storage boxes on hand. Make sure you know how you're going to organize. Earmark each of those, kind of like a budget. If you have some people set their budgets and have envelopes with cash, like this is our entertainment budget, and when it runs out, you're not going to do any more entertainment for the month. So make sure those boxes are earmarked. This is my Cubs box. This is my quarter box. This is my eBay box. So know how you're going to organize, and then make sure you have the space. And if you don't, just try to find the most efficient way to utilize the space you do have. I'm missing the days where you could buy a pack of top loaders for $1. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Um, yeah, now if I see them for like 250, $3 at the card shows, it's like, oh man, I don't need them, but that's a really good price. I should buy them, which is not a good way to go about if you're trying to run a business. So fortunately, I have abstained from buying because I've got 30,000. Well, I did have 30,000. I'm probably down to 15 or 20,000 card savers in my storage room. So those are the three tips I have for buying a bulk collection. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. If you did not watch last night, I went through some of the boxes. Room's still an absolute mess. Didn't really make any headway last night. I probably made more of a mess than when I started. So that video is online. Just kind of went through some boxes, found a couple autographed baseballs that were cool. Um, and found some blue velocity um, parallels, so that was cool. So that video's up. I keep teasing the next nostalgia breaks. I don't know when I'm going to record because I'm just so inundated with this stuff. I haven't listed I was close to 11,000 items in my eBay store, and I'm down to like 10,600 because I've only been listing cards here and there, from the couch. 9 o'clock comes around. It's like, I better go upstairs and just kind of wind down. And what do I do to wind down? Freaking list cards on eBay. So I've only been listing like a handful here and there. I haven't done a bulk list, which today I'm going to try to I just need to power through that room. I've been trying to juggle because I had so many items to ship from the weekend. I've been juggling shipping and sorting, bringing stuff in. So I'm kind of overwhelmed, but I really need to just put my feet down and just go to town. And I need to create some. I think I'm going to have to follow my little checklist I made and create some space, get some boxes, and just go to town and try to get this mess cleaned up. So thanks for tuning in. By the way, hit that like button. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you're not. Back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central. Maybe we'll see if I make some progress today. I might just do a quick video just to show any progress I do make, but don't count on it. So thanks again. Have a great Thursday, and we'll chat tomorrow.